A judge will rule on several motions in the case against Richard Allen. He's the suspect in the Delphi double murders. We're explaining what you can expect today and how we got to this point. That's all coming up.
IMPD is investigating after two men were found dead on Indy's Near East Side.
I'm really sorry for the family. You know, it's never a good thing to see people die, lose their life.
What police say they believed happened and led up to this deadly violence.
What does a world where Hoosiers do not pay state income tax sound like? There's a new proposal that could make that a reality.
If it's just a replacement mechanism, then what's the value? That's the first concern.
The question some lawmakers have about increased taxes in other areas.
If you're looking to get rid of alcohol this year, National Mocktail Week might be the perfect time to do it. We'll have two local mixologists in studio ahead at 6:40 this morning to showcase some tasty drinks free of booze.
From Indiana's #1 news source, this is Fox 59 Morning News.
All right, taking a live look at Guardian radar this morning. Some small snow showers could be ahead for central Indiana. We've already had some, plus a look ahead to your weekend weather. Jim will have that and more in his forecast. Thanks a lot for tuning in on this Friday. I'm Scott Jones.
And I'm Cameron Ridle in for Lindy Thaxton. We had all kinds of precipitation this morning, rain, nothing, or snow, and now it's kind of calm a little bit.
Yeah, I think we had some grapple, guys. I don't even know what grapple is, but it sounds like a fun word. I know it's snow related.
Yeah, it was basically rain and snow kind of mixed in,
right.
And that will be the trend, it looks like, on through the morning, guys, and into the afternoon. Temperatures are just too warm for anything to accumulate here to begin our morning. We could have a few icy patches heading into the early evening, but overall, roads are wet, not icy again to begin our morning. So no major issues, at least not weather related. A blustery day, though, ahead, as we'll have those northwest winds at 12 to 18 miles an hour. As we took a look at the latest now here, take a look, I should say, on live Guardian radar. A few pockets of light snow shower activity continue out there off and on. So widely scattered, but they'll continue and may deepen a little bit more throughout the late morning into the early afternoon. We do have a little wave dropping in from the north, but that will keep things certainly cloudy and on a colder side today. We're at 34 here at the studio and the same out at the airport. So again, we're not at 32 degrees and certainly not below that temperature as well. So looking at our day planner here today, basically holding at 34 throughout the afternoon. But grab that heavy coat, you'll certainly need it. Sunshine is back in the forecast for the weekend. We'll have details in your Saturday and Sunday coming up. Beth, over to you.
6:03 on this Friday morning. Traffic moving smoothly. No major delays. No new accidents to tell you about since the last time I saw you. Here's a look at 465 and Ditch Road on the north side. We do have that higher congestion there. Very typical for that part of that 465 loop. Green speed sensors across the board. Interstates in and around the Circle City look good this morning. 465 and Brookville Road on the city's southeast side. Not having any delays this morning. Now if you're coming in on 65 southbound from Lebanon heading towards 865, your average speed right now is coming in at 68 miles an hour. If you have to head towards the airport heading from downtown, that'll take you about 13 minutes. It'll take you about 31 minutes from Fishers on 465 and about 19 minutes from Greenwood on 465 westbound. Those average speeds coming in between 55 and 65 miles an hour. Some good news is no major delays out at the Indianapolis airport. Still check with those airlines before heading out the door. Scott?
All right, Beth, thank you. Today, a pair of hearings in Carroll County will set the tone for the Delphi murders trial. 50-year-old Richard Allen will appear in court today while a judge hears several major arguments connected to his case.
Allen is accused of killing Libby German and Abby Williams back in 2017. Michael Van Scoik is live in Carroll County with a look at what we can expect from today's proceedings. Michael, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Cameron and Scott. Later this morning, prosecutors and defense attorneys, along with Allen himself, will appear in court here in Carroll County. Meanwhile, Special Judge Fran Gall will hear arguments on 4 major issues, including a gag order, a change of venue, as well as a discovery request seeking information that was made by the defense. Now, the defense is also requesting additional funding for investigators. Now, just to walk you through this, she'll decide whether whether or not to change the trial venue to a new location outside of Carroll County. There's been quite a bit of concern from the defense about a tainted jury pool due to the extensive media attention and highly publicized nature of this case. So the defense is asking the court to move the proceedings out of Carroll County at least 150 miles away. Allen's attorneys argue Delphi's small size would make it hard to find an impartial jury. Meanwhile, Judge Gall will also hear arguments on the gag order. Prosecutors initially filed a motion for a gag order back in November. Judge Gall did not rule on the motion right away, but eventually approved a preliminary gag order. That barred anyone associated with the case from talking about it until today's hearing. This includes Allen, prosecutors, defense attorneys, investigators, and family members. Now, this went into effect at the start of December. Judge Gall will now decide whether to make that order permanent. And she'll also hear
arguments. You have to see everything. You have to see the entire investigative file. You have to see every interview that was done. You have to see every lead, every other suspect, what their sources of information were, so you can see whether it was trustworthy and reliable. You have to see the applications for search warrants to see if they were based on hearsay.
And Judge Gall will now decide whether to make that order permanent. As I mentioned a second ago, she'll also hear arguments on the defense's motion that lists 29 pieces of evidence the attorneys claim they need in order to defend Richard Allen. And we spoke to that attorney you just heard from there, who shared his thoughts on the significance of all of this. Now, lastly, Judge Gall will also decide whether to grant the defense's request for additional funding for investigators as they work to prepare the defense case for Allen. His attorneys previously said he could not afford the cost of representation and associated expenses. Judge Gall has granted a request to keep motions and hearings about public funding sealed. Now, today's hearings will kick off at 10 a.m. That'll deal with the gag order, change of venue, and that discovery request. Meanwhile, there will be another hearing starting at 11 o'clock, that one being held privately, discussing those funding requests. Doors opening here at 8 o'clock. It is open to the public, but they do warn there will not be additional standing room in the courtroom. For now, live in Carroll County, Michael Van Scoik, Fox 59 News.
Following breaking news this morning, IMPD confirming a man was found shot and killed on Indy's far east side. This happened just after 1 this morning off of Winsong Drive and North Midhofer Road. Officers saying they got there under 2 minutes and found a man shot inside a vehicle. He was pronounced dead on scene. No suspect information or motive has been released. Anyone with information is asked to call the homicide office or Crime Stoppers at 262-TIPS.
Also this morning, IMPD says an arrest has been made after 2 men were killed in a shooting on Indy's near east side. Police were called to an apartment building along North Walcott just before noon yesterday. One victim was found shot and killed in a common area of the building. A second victim was located inside an adjacent apartment. The motive remains unclear, but neighbors hope police are able to find justice.
I'm really sorry for the family. You know, it's never a good thing to see people die, lose their life. I'm really sorry. It puts you kind of on edge because it literally is 3 across the street from me. So it puts you kind of on edge, especially since they don't know what happened.
IMPD has not told us who they arrested. We're told those details will be released later this morning.
Happening today, the woman accused of driving under the influence on the frozen canal on Christmas is scheduled for court. 33-year-old Bianca Gleason was arrested for drunk driving. In now viral videos, you can see her driving along the canal before hitting thin ice and sinking into the water. Gleason told firefighters her GPS took her that route by the Colts Play Space. She said she went down an embankment through the park and onto the canal. People nearby helped her out of the car once she crashed through the ice. Gleason has since bonded out of jail. Her initial hearing is scheduled for 9:30 this morning.
6:09 still to come this morning. President Joe Biden is under investigation after a second set of classified documents were discovered in his Delaware home.
So we are headed to the nation's capital to explain how the president is now facing his own special counsel investigation.
Attorney General Merrick Garland on Thursday appointed a special counsel to investigate the presence of classified documents found at President Joe Biden's home in Wilmington, Delaware.
Our Washington correspondent, Rashad Hudson, joining us now. He has the very latest. Rashad, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Attorney General Garland said the move was necessary given the extraordinary circumstances involved. But President Biden says he and his team, though, are fully cooperating with the Justice Department.
Good afternoon.
A special counsel is now investigating President Biden's handling of classified documents after material from his time as vice president were found at both his Delaware home and a former office.
It was in the public interest to appoint a special counsel.
Attorney General Merrick Garland appointed Robert Hur, a former Trump-appointed U.S. attorney, to look into the matter.
The extraordinary circumstances here require the appointment of a special counsel for this matter.
President Biden responding to the documents being found at his private home.
People know I take classified documents and classified material seriously. We're cooperating fully and completely with the Justice Department's review.
House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries supports how the president is handling this.
Believe that he's doing everything to take the appropriate steps to determine what happened.
But House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says President Biden is getting special treatment from the Justice Department.
Treats President Trump one way, but treats President Biden a whole different way.
And House Republicans say they plan to launch their own investigation to see if those documents pose any threat to national security. Reporting in Washington, Rashad Hudson, back to you.
This morning, we know that at least 6 people are dead and a dozen more are injured. This is after tornadoes ripped through central Alabama.
About 50 homes were damaged as a tornado cut a path through a community just outside of Selma. Trees and power lines were also down by the storm. Search and rescue teams are still looking for survivors. In Kentucky, the National Weather Service confirms at least 2 tornadoes touched down there. Both were EF1s. Thousands of people lost power because of the twisters. The National Weather Service saying the storm system that impacted the South spawned more than 24 tornadoes yesterday. And again, the process of cleaning up and still searching for people is going on this morning.
You just hate to see that damage every time when tornadoes hit, you know, just
It's hard.
the amount of damage done to homes, unfortunately lives lost yesterday because of it.
And you can give people warnings, but sometimes they
don't
would
listen.
obviously turn, or there's that aspect of it.
Yeah.
And a lot of it happens at night.
Well, that
Down
sometimes
south.
that
That's
does
the
happen
problem.
at night, and you know, some just don't pay attention, or they're not updated on what's going on with their phone, or getting the alerts, or you know.
What happened with our weather? Because my power was out for like 5 hours last night. Anything, or is it just my area?
Not a weather
I think it
problem.
was your
East
Didn't pay
side.
your bill.
East side. Didn't pay my bill.
Right? Are you behind a little bit, Scott?
I woke up to all my LEDs going off
Yeah.
because when they get the power shut off, and then all of a sudden on all the LEDs in my basement, it was like a rave down there.
Oh, good, good. A rave for one?
Exactly. At
That's
2
how
in
you
the
party,
morning.
huh?
You're like, well, I guess I'll pour myself a cocktail then.
Exactly.
All right, 6:15, guys, out the door right now. And yeah, I don't think it was weather related, Scott, although we had a few strong wind gusts yesterday afternoon, up to 38-mile-an-hour wind gusts here in downtown. So it could have been a little bit of wind yesterday here locally. As you'll notice outside right now, it's damp, it's cloudy there in the city to begin our morning. Certainly we're tracking a few pockets of light snow as well as rain chances kind of mixing in. I think as we get deeper into the afternoon, the colder air will start to produce a better chance of a few more snow showers here into the mix, but really no accumulation expected today. Maybe some grassy areas by late afternoon into the early evening. I still think roadways will be fine here throughout the morning and afternoon as we're running above 32 degrees. Now you can certainly see a pocket of steadier snow out through Illinois, and there is energy dropping in now from Illinois, and that will swing through, it looks like, Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky later on today and into tonight. But again, roadways should be good out the door right now. We're holding at 34 here in the city. So we're above freezing, northwest winds at 15 miles an hour. There is a chill out there, though, and certainly a blustery day is shaping up. 35 currently at Geist. We're at 35 in Greenwood out in Johnson County, 36 in Greenfield, and plenty of kind of mid-30s out there to begin our morning. So again, the threat of ice is certainly no issue, at least right now. and should stay that way on through the afternoon. Wind chills, yeah, they're in the 20s though. Keep that in mind. And with that northwest wind at 12 to 18 miles an hour throughout the afternoon, wind chills should stay in the teens and 20s predominantly throughout the afternoon into the evening. But you see our temps are going to hold steady right on through the afternoon into the early evening. Now, later on tonight, wind chills will start to come down a little bit more, and then eventually the winds start to really lighten up late tonight and into early tomorrow morning as the skies begin to clear out and the winds kind of relax here in the overnight. Wind chills by 8 o'clock tonight, though. If you got plans your Friday night evening, just know 18 in Kokomo, feels like 19 here by 8 o'clock this evening, 17 down in Bloomington. But dry conditions start to punch in here by late afternoon into the evening. We'll still keep at least a slight snow chance going, mainly pockets of light snow out there. And if we have any issues with the roadways, it would be on through the early evening as our temperature starts to slide down to 31 degrees. Now, late tonight, we get back to dry conditions. The skies start to clear out. Should enjoy plenty of sunshine, it looks like, in the forecast tomorrow and again on Sunday. Dry weather holds for the entire weekend. Our next rain chance after today will not get here, it looks like, until Monday of next week. All right, let's talk numbers now for the weekend. 38 for tomorrow. Sunday, look for a high at 50 degrees. Not bad at all. Looks like on Monday, a holiday, a lot of you off on Monday. We'll have rain chances around also into Tuesday. So we'll keep the rain chances going early next week. Looks like Wednesday, 48. We're back to rain and thunderstorms on Thursday. Beth?
6:18 on this finally Friday morning. Let's get a check of your road conditions. No major delays, no new accidents to tell you about since the last time I saw you. 465 and Ditch Road on the north side, seeing that higher congestion. Very typical for this time of the morning hours. The rest of the 465 loop looks good. Green speed sensors across the board. Interstates in and around Indianapolis showing those green speed sensors as well. Here's I-70 near Keystone, a little bit closer to downtown. Not as high of congestion. Again, also very typical as we continue through the first half of the 6 o'clock hour. If you're coming up from Greenwood on 65 northbound and heading towards 465, your average speed right now about 70 miles an hour. It'll take you about 11 minutes from 865 to Allisonville Road on 465 eastbound, 9 minutes from the airport towards the South Split on 70 eastbound, and about 9 minutes from 465 to Meridian Street on 65 southbound. Average speeds between 60 and 70 miles an hour. There are a few delays and cancellations out at the Indianapolis airport this morning. Be sure to check with your airlines before heading out the door. Cameron?
All right, Beth, still to come this morning, new development is headed for the city of Fishers and the Indy Fuel hockey team.
A look at the more than $1 billion economic and entertainment investment for the city. It's all ahead in your Morning Money Report.
Plus, some slight improvements for food prices last month. A look at the data showing a slowing of price hikes at many home grocery stores.
with the bell. Stocks finishing higher after fresh consumer prices data showing inflation easing again last month, just a bit. The Dow Industrials adding 216 points. The Nasdaq picked up 69. The S&P 500 gained 13 in its 5th day of gains and its longest winning streak since July. So let's go ahead and take a look at this morning's futures. How they doing? Investors are kind of betting on a standard quarter-point rise from the Fed at its first meeting of 2023, following a further slowdown in inflation. So it's a mixed bag. The Dow is up 25, the Nasdaq is down 30, and the S&P 500, it is off, but just by 5.
Well, Subway could soon be up for sale. It's possibly going to bring in billions of dollars. A Wall Street Journal report says the sandwich shop is exploring selling the company, and the value could reach more than $10 billion. Subway sales were up 13% in 2021. The company is considered the biggest restaurant chain in the U.S. by locations, with about 21,000 and roughly 37,000 locations worldwide.
And consumers looking for breaks in food prices saw some slight improvements in December. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics saying that purchases for at-home food increased only 0.2%. That is the smallest monthly increase since March of 2021. But overall, food prices still up year over year by about 12% compared to last year. Egg prices, they're up about 60% from a year ago due to problems with the avian flu, we're told, and higher feed costs. Other foods still showing higher annual increases. Butter up more than 35%, lettuce about 25%, and flour at more than 20% up.
Scott, the city of Fishers and the Indy Fuel will soon break ground on a new event center and arena as part of the $500 billion Fishers expansion, soon to be known as the Fishers District. It's located just east of I-69 between 106th and 116th Streets, and the Indy Fuel will be the anchor of that event space. There will be seats for more than 7,000 fans, including suites. Outside of the arena, the expansion will include luxury apartments, multifamily homes, and office space. It's part of a broader $1.1 billion economic and entertainment investment by the city.
Our passion's always been about creating a really dynamic city, and those components add to that, certainly. I mean, having the Andretti Global Headquarters located here is extraordinary, and they've broken ground. Having the Indy Fuel come here and be a part of the event center, all of that's part of creating a place that's just really, really dynamic and an exciting place to call home.
The city will break ground in March. The first Fuel games at the new arena are expected to be played in the fall of 2024.
6:25 right now, much more ahead in the next half hour.
How would it feel to one day not have to pay income taxes in Indiana? Ahead, Hoosier lawmakers are taking a closer look at that question due to a budget surplus in recent years.
Purdue researchers, they are taking a look at the Earth's climate history from Antarctica. The all-female team sharing the data they are looking to uncover from the rocks there.
And the 465 loop looks good. Interstates in and around Indianapolis moving smoothly with those green speed sensors across the board. No major delays out the door this morning. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The Traffic Authority, powered by Tom Wood Automotive.
After deadly tornadoes ripped through Alabama, a woman in Greensboro posted footage showing the damage, captioning, quote, "This was my mom's house, y'all. My sister lived in it." Thankfully, she added that everyone was safe. In the video, you can see some of the worst from the storm that has killed at least 6 people, including many others. Good morning, everyone. 6:29 on a Friday morning. I'm Scott Jones.
And I'm Cameron Riddle in for Lindy Thaxton.
All right, we're going to get to Jim O'Brien. He's got more on your forecast in a minute, but first, here are some of the stories we have coming up this half hour. No state income tax could become a reality for Hoosiers if a new proposed bill is signed into law. This is a couple of years in the future, by the way. We are looking at the possibility of that future legislation.
Also, it is National Mocktail Week. If you're trying to give up booze, well, we're showing you some cool drinks that you can still make at home.
Well, this may help because if not enough people watch A Bit of Fry and Laurie Fridays 9 o'clock on BBC Two, we're going to drop this sweet wrapper on Shepherd's Bush Green. So now you can watch A Bit of Fry and Laurie on BBC Two and help keep Britain lovely.
On this day in history, 1989, British comedy sketch show, the series A Bit of Fry and Laurie, starring Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie, you know him, Bones, debuting on BBC. It ran for 4 series and totaled 26 episodes, including a 36-minute pilot episode in 1987. We bring you news not just from Indiana, but all across the globe. I like how they're dressed very similar.
Right? Well, I thought this was a clip of the 11 a.m. show you guys used to do.
What a dynamic set they had,
yeah,
too,
it was beautiful,
right?
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Look, just some tan backdrop.
That could have been the midday show.
That could have been the midday show.
Yeah, long gone.
What was that? That was like
matching ties, matching
12
clothes.
years ago or so?
Was it that long?
Yeah.
No, it could have been that long.
I think so. I've been here for like 14, 15 years, and it started a couple years after I got here.
Yeah.
So somewhere in that time. It lasted for a full year, Cameron.
Do we have a promo for that? Just you and
I don't think so.
No?
That's
Wish I would have had like a
probably why I didn't
like
last.
a cardboard cutout or something of us.
It was the Gary and Ace show. Me being Ace and you being Gary.
The old half-hour show. Yep. All right, 6:31, guys. Hey, heading out right now. We're dealing with a little bit of light rain and snow showers out there. Roads are good. I mean, they're a little wet or damp, but not icy. We're not worried about any of that to begin our morning. We'll continue to monitor certainly our temperatures throughout the morning into the afternoon, but right now we're above 32 degrees. So things are falling and maybe in a pocket of snow, but melting on contact. And as you can see, these snow chances exist out only across Indiana, but also out towards Illinois. But we'll watch that little wave continue to drop in here throughout the afternoon, and some lake effect snows starting to kick up in northern Indiana. We're in the mid-30s now, 34 here at the studio. We're going to see that 34-degree temperature a lot for today. Kind of holding steady throughout the entire morning and afternoon. Kids heading home later on today, keep in mind for the bus stop for the morning and throughout the late afternoon, it will be blustery out there. Wind chills are in the 20s and teens. We'll have much more on that weekend forecast coming up. Let's talk traffic right now. 6:32, Beth's got the latest.
Good news this morning as you're getting ready to head out the door. Traffic is moving very smoothly. No major delays or accidents to tell you about. 465 and Ditch Road on the north side, seeing some higher congestion. Very typical as we continue through the second half of the 6 o'clock hour. Green speed sensors across the board, no major delays out there. I-70 and Keystone closer to downtown, seeing some lighter congestion. Again, very typical for this time of the morning hours. As we continue into the heart of rush hour, I do expect, of course, congestion to get a little bit higher. You're coming in from Fishers on 69 southbound from State Road 37 to 465. Your average speed right now at about 67 miles an hour. And so drive times to get you out to the airport if you're starting your weekend a little bit early. 13 minutes from downtown on 70 westbound, 32 minutes from Fishers on 465 westbound, and 19 minutes from Greenwood on 465 westbound with average speeds between 60 and 65 miles an hour. There are a few delays and cancellations out at the Indianapolis airport this morning. Check with those airlines before heading out the door. Scott?
All right, Beth, thank you. Indiana State Police are saying that Richard Hamilton was shot and killed during a road rage incident Wednesday night while riding in a van. It was in the area of County Line Road and I-65 North. Hamilton was known as Coach Nell and was the founder of the Indy Steelers, a football team for at-risk youth. Coach Nell also ran a youth mentorship program at the MLK Center during the summer. His family and friends say his impact on the community is immeasurable. State police also released a description of the car they are looking for in the shooting. They say it is a silver or gray sedan with dark tinted windows. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS.
The Marion County Sheriff's Office just hosted its first ever Through My Eyes event for the community. The purpose was to have an honest conversation about what both sides feel during traffic stops. A Martin University criminal justice. After the conversation, the group went outside and switched roles. Community members turned on the red and blue lights and walked through the traffic stops as deputies, while the deputies were the people being pulled over.
We're going to have the officers sitting in the car, and we're going to try to generate the same stress level that they would have if they're an ordinary citizen being stopped by a police officer. We want them to know how it feels and the stress that they're under.
The Sheriff's Office hopes this is the first of many conversations and exercises like this.
Could Indiana someday eliminate its state's income tax? That's a question some state lawmakers want to take a closer look at because India has seen a big budget surplus in recent years, $6 billion. Revenues are expected to just keep growing.
Fox 59's State House reporter Kristen Eskow shows us a bill lawmakers are now considering.
We're looking for a transformational change.
Republican State Senator Travis Holdman says Indiana is in a good position financially to consider that kind of change to its tax policy.
I think the goal for Indiana should be to totally eliminate the individual income tax rate in years to come.
Holdman's bill would create a commission to study Indiana's tax policy over the next 2 years and consider the possibility of ending the state income tax. Indiana is projected to bring in $7.5 billion in income tax revenue this fiscal year. That's more than a third of the state's total revenue for the year.
The question is, where do you get $7.5 billion from?
Democratic State Senator Fatty Kadora says he's not opposed to studying the idea, but is concerned the end of the state income tax would mean an increase in other taxes.
If you look at other states across the nation, those who eliminated their state income taxes, they had other replacement mechanisms.
Governor Eric Holcomb shared mixed feelings about the idea. He says although it might be a way to make the state more attractive to potential residents, he acknowledges income tax revenue makes up a significant portion of state funds.
When you talk about doing away with one tax to the tune of multiple billions of dollars, you have to either replace it or go without. And so that is what I'm most interested in seeing, is what is the alternative.
Kristen Eskow, Fox 59 News.
The IRS will start accepting and processing tax returns starting on January 23rd. It made that announcement yesterday. The last day to file returns will be April 18th due to a holiday weekend. The agency expects $168 million in tax returns.
A team of all-female researchers recently went to Antarctica to get a better idea of Earth's climate history. Marissa Tremblay, an assistant professor of Earth, Atmospheric, and Planetary Science at Purdue, led that team. The university says that she pioneered a new way of looking at rocks to analyze temperatures they have experienced by looking at the gases inside of them. Tremblay saying this allows them to look further back in Earth's history than what ice cores allow. The idea is to determine what the climate was like about 3 million years ago.
This is the last time in Earth's history that we had carbon dioxide concentrations in the atmosphere that are similar to today. And so it's a really good time period to look at in terms of thinking about ongoing climate change and sort of where our planet is headed in the coming decades to centuries.
The team sampled rocks in one of the driest and most remote places where there is not any ice. Those samples are being sent back to Professor Tremblay's lab at Purdue, where her team will conduct further research. If you're trying to ditch the bottle this year, it is a perfect week to start because it is National Mocktail Week.
Next, we'll have two local mixologists here in studio working to create tasty and alcohol-free drinks in the Nickel Plate District. Well, it is Furry Friday, and today we celebrate with Mr. Maynard. His owner captions the photo, "My Blue-Eyed Beauty."
That's a cool picture. If you have a furry friend to share, just visit fox59.com and submit a picture of your pet with the caption for a chance to see them on the air. Now to people. Fox 59 wants to wish you a happy birthday. Today we celebrate with Vincent Harley. Yeah, your grandparents say Vincent is 18 years old today. He is a senior at Hamilton Heights High School. Vincent is obviously number 14, pictured with his parents. In case you were confused, who was the 18-year-old in that picture? Looking good.
I don't know if I'm easily amused or if you're actually funny yet. Still trying to figure it out. Want to send a birthday wish?
It's hurtful, kid.
Visit fox59.com/happy birthday. Post a picture with a name and shout out and the special day of their date. We'll get it right here on the air.
So bring your good times.
Welcome back. It's Friday, and it's also National Mocktail Week. It's coming to an end, so if you are looking to get rid of the booze, now is the perfect time to start.
We are happy to be joined this morning by the founders of Indiana's first alcohol-free bar and coffee shop, Schwa Hall and Max Gavin. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, you guys have known each other since high school, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Good buddies in high school. We owned a business before and actually started out in a band together.
Oh, really?
So,
is the band still together?
It is not. That broke up quite a while ago. Yeah.
It's like a VH1.
So a lot of people may be saying, all right, an alcohol-free bar, what's the point?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think we're trying to bring back nightlife to, communities of people that are not only fully sober, but, maybe pregnant or recognizing dry January or even are sober for religious reasons. There's a big group of people that definitely this can cater towards and give those people a nightlife that they haven't been able to experience thus far.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Either you or Schwa can tell us about it. What are you making right there, and what are you making it with?
So I'm making a non-alcoholic Negroni, and so what we're using is a substitute for gin,
okay,
and then we got a substitute for Campari, which is an Italian bitter liqueur, and then a substitute for sweet vermouth.
What is the substitute you're using there for gin?
So this one is called Cut Above Gin. So it's a botanical that doesn't include any alcohol. So it's kind of made a similar way, just no distillation process.
I'm curious about the taste.
Yeah, I want to
Does
know
it
what that tastes like.
Does it taste similar to what you would make with the actual alcohol?
I think it tastes pretty similar, and we're about to find out here.
All right, I'm definitely going to taste. I don't usually drink at this hour. I don't speak for everybody.
Right. No,
But
that Daniel Miller's over there. Tell us a little bit about the history of the mocktails, and you guys got a business too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, mocktails kind of started with the one that everybody knows is the Shirley Temple. But since then, like Schwa said, we've come a long way, and now we're seeing almost every liqueur that you could get. We do have an alternative for that. So they use things like capsaicin now to give you kind of that burn and numb that you would get from the normal alcohol. And even with like the beers and wines, they'll actually make them with alcohol and then use a process to remove it so that you get all those flavors that you would still get from a normal, alcoholic drink.
well, this is good. Like you said, it's got that
like it?
bittersweet taste.
Yes, yeah.
But it's, with a lot of alcohol drinks, especially if you like sweet, you don't taste the alcohol anyway. So
Right.
this
It's perfect.
Yeah, it falls right into that.
Awesome. Glad
And
you
the
like
business itself, what's it called and where
it.
is
So
it?
it's Memento Zero Proof, and we're going to be located in Fishers. We'll be opening this spring.
Are you part of that gigantic expansion there in Fishers?
Yeah, so we'll be on 116th in the new First Internet Bank building.
That is the spot to be apparently now.
And I hear we get VIP cards and stuff.
Yeah, I already got mine.
Yeah, did you?
Hey, you haven't got yours?
No,
Slacking.
I just heard about it.
Slacking, Jones.
I know. Anything you guys else would like to add? Now, I mean, if you wanted to, you could use just the regular alcohol for this, right? And it's
Sure.
basically the same thing.
Sure. So if you're looking for like a low ABV option, you can always sub out one or two of these for real alcohol. You could use real gin, or if you wanted to do it all alcoholic, you could use regular vermouth, Campari, and gin, and make the same drink. So
Got the thumbs up from Kat.
Also, nice presentation.
thank you.
Very nice.
Those are different kind of ice cubes. I've not seen those. They're almost like, are those actually ice cubes or are those olives?
Oh, those are ice cubes.
Okay,
You would have seen this if you've been in VIP.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not used to seeing ice cubes that look like they got little finger holes in them. That's kind of cool. All right, if you'd like to learn more about Memento Zero Proof longer or the recipes for some of their drinks, you can visit our website at fox59.com/links. Gentlemen, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Making Cameron very happy.
Yes, it's very nice. I'm very pleased.
Well done.
6:46 this morning, and local leaders are continuing to honor the life and legacy of civil rights icon Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Governor Holcomb and Mayor Joe Hogsett sharing the impact he made on our nation.
Let's go over to Daniel for a look at what's coming up at 7.
Hey, Cameron and Scott, good morning to the both of you. It's a simple once-a-month check that could save lives. This morning at 8:40, we'll tell you how the Connect to One campaign hopes to help women under 40 regularly check for breast cancer. The largest garage sale in the nation coming to the state fairgrounds this weekend. We'll preview the special vendors as well as the unique items that await you at the Greater Indy Garage Sale and Marketplace. Plus, you don't need a golden ticket to enjoy some delicious chocolate treats and cocktails this morning. You can satisfy your sweet tooth later this month, the Hoosier Chocolate Fest, and we'll preview the event. That's later this morning.
New information this morning, Warner Brothers Discovery is raising the monthly price for the ad-free tier of its HBO Max streaming service. The price will go up about 7% from $14.99 a month to $15.99. Warner Brothers did not say whether the price of the annual subscription will change. It currently stands at about $150 a year. The move comes ahead of the expected merger of the HBO Max platform, its other streaming service, Discovery Plus, and it comes after HBO Max pulled hundreds of episodes of classic cartoons and shows like Westworld from the service.
Artificial intelligence may soon help people get out of parking tickets. The world's first robot lawyer from Do Not Pay is heading to court next month as the AI will instruct defendants on how to respond to judges. Defendants will wear a Bluetooth connected earpiece and the AI will whisper what to say. According to Do Not Pay, the company will pay to cover the fines for the defendants participating in the experiment.
Oh, a judge will like that.
Love it.
Also new this morning, Apple could be making a big change to their Macs. Do people want to touch the screen of their laptops? Steve Jobs said absolutely not. It's uncomfortable. Tim Cook says maybe. Bloomberg is reporting Apple is working on Macs with touchscreens and can get the device on the market in about 2 years. Apple's Mac business is strong with sales up 40% since 2020. Do you want to touch your Mac, Jim?
So an iPad with a keyboard? Is that what it is?
Yeah, kind of like that.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
All right, 6:51, guys. Hey, good Friday morning to you. Hopefully you had a good work week. We're ending it on a colder note out the door right now. Wind chills are in the 20s. Rather cloudy out there as well. We've been tracking a few pockets of light snow and pockets of light rain as well. Widely scattered. This will be the theme throughout the day. Now, again, roadways are wet, not icy here. Temperatures continue to stay above 32 degrees, and you can still see pockets of light snow up near Chicago, and all that will continue to drop off towards the south and to the southeast. It's not going to amount to much for today. Could see a light dusting in a few counties, maybe in some grassy areas late this afternoon, but overall temperatures are too warm really for anything to accumulate here in central Indiana. We're at 34 degrees and likely to hold at that temperature most of the morning and afternoon. The wind is up though, and that is generating wind chills. So out the door, mid-30s now, but those wind chills are being factored in. It's currently 36 in Muncie, 34 in Kokomo, and 36 degrees our current reading in Bloomington. As we look to our wind chills, 29 the current wind chill in Muncie, feels like 23 here in downtown, and the current wind chill in Bloomington holding at 30 degrees. So let's take you through the day. Cloudy skies, passing snow showers, temperatures not moving much today, basically 34 degrees on through the afternoon, and as long as we stay above 32 degrees, roadways should be fine, it looks like, on through the remainder of the afternoon, and of course including this morning as well. Now later on tonight, around 6 or 7 o'clock tonight, if we still have a few snow showers around and we drop down to 31, maybe a bridge or an overpass could get a little icy, but overall a pretty quiet day shaping up, but a colder day as we have the wind chills in the 20s now, and we'll start to slide those wind chills into the teens, it looks like, after sunset this evening. Looking ahead to later on tonight, we will eventually dry out, and it looks like by 11 o'clock tonight down to 31. Skies actually start to clear late tonight, and that should allow our temperatures to drop a bit more. I think we start out in the lower to mid-20s tomorrow morning, marking the coldest start so far here of 2023. Now, sunshine is back tomorrow. Dry weather as well, and that dry weather is going to hold not only on Saturday, but dry conditions on Sunday as well. So the timing's good. We have the rain and the snow today, back to rain on Monday and Tuesday, but dry it looks like for the entire weekend as temperatures start to move back up, it looks like, to near 50 degrees on Sunday afternoon. Rain chances start to gather late on Sunday out towards the west. They'll get here, it looks like, on Monday and Tuesday of next week. So our forecasted high for tomorrow, 38. It looks like 50 degrees on Sunday. There's a rain chance Monday into Tuesday. A bigger push of rain could get here on Thursday. In fact, thunderstorms could be in the mix by Thursday of next week, as we'll have temperatures nearing 60 degrees. Beth, over to you.
6:54 on this finally Friday morning. Traffic's moving smoothly. No major delays, no new accidents since the last time I saw you. 465 and Ditch Road on the north side, seeing some higher congestion as we get closer towards the heart of that morning rush hour. Green speed sensors across the 465 loop, interstates in and around the Circle City as well. Here's I-70 near Keystone. Traffic there is flowing smoothly going in and out of downtown. If you're coming in from Carmel on US 31 southbound from 146th Street to 465, that average speed right now is coming in at about 65 miles an hour. Here are some drive times to get you out the door. 10 minutes from 865 to Allisonville Road on 465 eastbound, 9 minutes from the airport towards the South Split on 70 eastbound, and about 9 minutes from 465 to Meridian Street on 65 southbound. Average speeds between 60 and 70 miles an hour. Now, if you do have to head out to the airport this morning, there are a few delays and cancellations. Be sure to check with those airlines before you head out the door this morning. Cameron?
All right, Beth, thanks. 6:55. Monday is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It's the day to honor the civil rights icon. Yesterday, local leaders honored people who are carrying on Dr. King's legacy during the annual MLK Award celebration. Governor Eric Holcomb and Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett were among the speakers who discussed the impact that Dr. King and the civil rights movement had on our nation.
You know, I find it profound that here we are half a century later, and Dr. King continues to unite us, not divide us.
The governor also gave the Sagamore of the Wabash Award to Tony Mason. He is in charge of the Indianapolis Urban League. He's also a very great guy. Congratulations, Tony. The award is the highest award that the Indiana governor can give.
Time right now, 6:56, and there is much more news ahead in the next hour.
Angela is here. She's looking good. She got the orange memo. She's here to tell us what's coming up at 7.
Hey, good morning, you two. Thank you so much. There's a major expansion happening in Fishers. Crews are going to break ground soon on a new event center and arena. The way city officials hope it will become a new hotspot for shopping and entertainment. Also today, a judge set to rule on several motions in the case against Richard Allen, or at least hear them. He's the suspect in the Delphi double murders. We'll explain what you can expect today and what comes next in this case.